Okay, hi everyone. This is Kiersten Hall with Fox Pointe Publishing again, coming to you for another Fox Talk Live on a Tuesday night, which is October 26th. Wow, it's like the end of October. Who knew? Crazy. Okay. Anyway, all right, we are on live with 5 people so far, and then it might be 6 in a couple of minutes as soon as Carmen hops on, and then we'll have 6, and then Ashley's going to jump out early. Okay, pay attention.
Sorry.
No worries. Pay attention. Okay, well, all right. So what we will do is, as you know, the only way we can make sure that we know who you are out there, that you even are watching, is you need to put a question in the chat box, and you can ask any of us any questions. And if we don't want to tell you the truth, we'll make something up. It'll be fun. As I point out, we are a creative bunch. We can be creative. So there you go. All right, and so first we're going to introduce everyone. On my screen on this side, which is probably now on this side, is Ashley. Ashley LaRue is from Zimmerman, Minnesota, as she puts it, in the middle of Minnesota. There
Pretty much.
There you go. And she is the author of Home is Love and Love to Share, and I'm going to pick on her later. I did pick on her earlier. And I'll pick on her later, and we'll find out what else she's working on, because all the people that have her first 2 books want to know, including me, when the 3rd book is coming out.
Yeah, so, I talked to Chelsea.
Good.
Okay.
You're on the schedule. All right.
I was more thinking you got to ask that 7-month-old little one of yours.
Yes.
I think she has more of an opinion on the matter.
See, you know, I like it. Yes, no, yes, I will answer your questions. I promise.
I'm gonna guess the 7-month-old little one is probably the one who makes the schedule in that house, and not Ashley. Probably.
I love them all so dearly. I really do.
All right, and then on this side of me, which is probably on your side, is Emma Evans-Peck. She is one of our alpha readers, our editors. She has read a number of our books, and she can't wait to read more books. And she might have some cats that'll pop up. Magnolia and Juniper might walk across her screen and say hi to everyone.
They're trying to knock over my computer right now, so if it falls over,
just do the little paw thing. Anyway, also we have Regina Noel Downing on here. Her 2nd book, The Bedtime Rhyme, is due to come out here on November 20th. Very excited about that. It's already pre-selling. I have a lot of libraries and bookstores looking for it. So November 20th, couldn't get here fast enough. Her first book is Give a Little Snuggle, and that came out on May 5th, right in time for Mother's Day. So we're going to give one of these away for anyone who asks a question. It's going to be fun. And then we have Katie Bishop on here. She is our noir author. She lives in Seattle, and her first book comes out on February 22nd, 2022. There it is. Yep, she's got it. That's her art right there. And I have more people asking, when is it going to be out? I can't wait to read it. Yeah. And actually, Emma can give us some feedback. She read it too. So good fun. And then we have Brad on here. He's our Wizard of Oz, the guy who makes sure everything works. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on the screen with you.
Brad, we're going to have to make you come on for reals one of these times.
Well, actually, believe it or not, he does not have a camera on his computer. He would have to come over.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Charlie from the Angels.
Yeah, exactly. He's Charlie. There you go.
Yeah.
Bradley. And he's the computer guy without a camera on his computer.
I was thinking more of the old web developer, my camera doesn't work trick.
Oh, well, when I do that, I just put a Post-it note or a piece of tape over it. Like,
my screen is orange. I don't know why.
I don't know why it's that.
Oh no, we're giving away secrets.
So now I know whenever it's orange, it'd be like, she's really there. She's just.
Well, it'll be purple for you.
Oh, well, thank you. You're so sweet.
I know, right?
And then the last person on will be Carmen Tribbett. She is having computer technicalities, and her neighbor is over at her house right now, getting her online as fast as he can. So, okay, here are the books we're going to give away. I've got 6 books. We've got 6 people, which means we need people to ask questions, and we will draw 6 winners. It'll be fun. Okay, the first one up is Give a Little Snuggle by Regina Noel Downing. And this one, by the way, besides being absolutely beautifully illustrated, it's got sheet music in the back.
I love
How
that.
awesome is that?
I have a
Oh
question.
my
I have a
God.
question.
What?
Have we made Regina sing yet? Like live on air? Have we made her do that yet?
No.
I think we need to.
Yes.
All right, Regina, sing something quick.
Sorry, not sorry.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, she's gonna get her
Ooh,
ukulele
look at
out.
that.
Do we want the ukulele or do we want? Sure, we'll do a little ukulele.
I would
Yes, yes.
I
I
think
vote ukulele.
Okay, since we got Give a Little Snuggle.
Uh-huh.
If you're feeling blue and don't know what to do, I've got a thing or two that just might see you through. First, I'll give you a snuggle. It'll turn into a tickle, then a wiggle. Give a little giggle. If you're muddled, just ask me for a cuddle and I'll give you one. 'Cause I love you, honey. And it goes on and on.
Oh my God.
I found the
yes.
spot in the book. I was gonna try to keep up with you, but you were singing too fast. And I can't
Yes,
flip that
yes.
fast.
But I was
Well,
thinking
and
like
I-
there's some great vocabulary lesson in there, like muddled.
Mhm.
That's a great word.
Yes.
Great.
I love that. Was beautiful. My little 2-year-old, she would love that. Oh my gosh. I want to record you. That was
You
amazing.
didn't get one of these, did you?
I want one. I'm a music therapist,
Oh,
and
that's
like
right.
singing books are like the thing for us.
Okay.
And I know that's been, I've like seen it, and then this is how everything goes. It's like, you should get this book for music therapy. And I'm like, yeah. And then I forget about it. So
I know
there's
that
like
feeling.
a whole list.
That's exactly what these are written for.
Okay.
Is, yeah.
All right. So tomorrow, Emma and Ashley, make sure I have your addresses. I'm going to the post office.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh my gosh. My kids
Yeah.
would love it. And I'm like, I
And-
know that woman. I'll feel famous.
There you go. All right, we're also going to give away. I don't think I've ever given one of these away. We Must All Be Ready to Sacrifice. This is a nonfiction historical covering World War I, people's experiences in the United States with their relatives off in Europe during World War I. So there you go. I'm giving away one of these. This is by Dean Euland. He is a retired history professor, and he is out of Austin, Minnesota. And I've never given one of those away, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to give one of Shadow Speak away. Now, Emma did review this, and Katie told us that she made the mistake of reading it for bed.
I did.
Yes, there you go.
Don't do that.
No.
So I'm giving one of these away. This is by Raven Ekman. And then I'm also going to give away, oh, I've got like a little table down here. I'm going to give away one of my most recent. This is Scout. And that's actually a cartoon picture of my grandpuppy. I don't have any human grandchildren, but I do have a grandpuppy, and there he is. So
You
that's,
have a press.
I love it.
yeah, Kayla did the illustrations for it. She did an awesome job pulling. His name is really spunky, but in the book it's Scout. And then we have Home is Love by Ashley LaRue. This is her first of, it's a 5-book series, right?
Yep. That's what you told me. So, I mean.
Okay, that's good because I've been telling that to people. I don't know if 5 was in my head. So 5-book family dynamics series, and this sells very, very well. We'll have her explain this when we get to her. And then I've got Carmen's book, Life's Lessons Learned. This is the 4th one of Carmen's, and her 5th book is coming out about the end of November, early December. Matter of fact, I know I have to have it in hand by December 4th because Carmen has a book event that day. So we'll have that. Anyway, all right. And then I'm Kiersten Hall. I am, let's see, a professional squirrel herder, comedic relief, I sit in the peanut gallery. I eat Doritos. I occasionally give my 2 cents. Sometimes people listen to me, and I'm the instigator of all of these embarrassing videos that I make people do. It's good fun. Okay, off and running. So I'm going to grab my phone here. The first person we're going to pick on is Emma, because Emma's never done this before, and I told her that Katie would be thrilled to be able to haze someone else. Then
What?
we did
Oh,
Amy.
no.
We did Amy a couple weeks ago.
You hazed Amy. I did nothing.
No,
Innocent.
it's just for the
Innocent.
longest time, Katie was the newbie on the group, although she'd been on it for like 8, 9, 10 times. She was only the newbie, and we were picking on her. And then 2
This is
weeks
true.
ago, Amy Kearns was on, and so we hazed her because she was the newbie. So I figured that Emma, she got on. She's like, "Oh my God, what do we do? I've never watched one of these, and I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "Well, we just sit here and jaw wag for an hour. It's great fun."
Well, I'll never see the comments if they're embarrassing because I don't.
That's
go on
right. She's off Facebook now. All right. So Emma, tell us about you and how you came about finding Fox Pointe, and what have you worked on? What are you getting to work on? All that good stuff.
So I live in Albert Lee, Minnesota, when I'm not reading books and hurting my cats, who they just got in a fight, and I was like, this is a scene from Love and Murder. Anyways, they just like fought, and now they're not fighting anymore. I am a music therapist with Healing Rhythms Music Therapy, so during the day, I work with usually older adults. I do have one kid that's going to love that book by Regina. So I'm excited about that. And growing up, I've always loved to read. And we would have like book reports at school, and my parents would read them. And my mom was always like, "You should be a book reviewer." I'm like, "I don't know." And I ended up, I don't know. I think I watched something for Sweet Reads.
Okay.
And you were on talking about it. And I was like, I need to email her and ask if I can help out, because I ended up beta reading a book for someone during COVID. And I just loved it. So I've read I read Shadow Speak, Love and Murder, Alchemist's Map, The Hitchhiker. And I've read the second and third book in that series, but not the first one.
Okay.
And then I've worked on the Crafts for Change project, which I'm super excited about as a crafter. So.
Okay. Well, very cool. Yeah, we'll keep you busy somewhere. All right. Someone needs to write a book so we can give it to Emma. That's probably me.
You've read the whole array of novels that have both come out and are coming out. It's quite a variety, isn't it, coming out of this press?
Yeah. Yeah, when they're like, "What books do you like?" I was like, "Give me anything. I like all books." So I'll go from like a funny memoir to like Stephen King to like a young adult book. Like, I like anything basically.
It's a balanced, healthy lifestyle.
Yes, yes.
Have you read I Do or either of the first 2 of Corner Confessions?
I've read the first 2 Corner Confessions.
Okay, so
Yes.
I
need
ask
to
you.
read I Do because I'm getting married next year. So I was like,
very well. Congratulations. Okay, I'll throw that in the mail for you too.
Okay.
Do you need a musician? Do you need a musician for the wedding?
Oh,
No, I don't, unfortunately. My brother's a musician, so he's doing the music.
Well, congratulations.
Gotta be then.
congratulations.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
Well, what's the date?
May 21st of next year.
Very cool.
Oh,
Nice.
a beautiful
Beautiful.
spring wedding.
Yes.
Well done.
That's awesome.
Well, now I gotta ask you, what did you think of the Corner Confession series so
I
far?
liked it.
Okay.
I was like, it was so interesting because the main bulk of the book is the confessions, but somehow how you wrote it, like all the other characters, which I can't remember their names for some reason.
Stephanie, Aaron, and Tom.
Yes, Stephanie and Aaron and Tom, like you get to know them, even though really you're just reading about all these confessions. And like, I'm a person who doesn't have a lot of drama in their lives, and I don't like to be in the drama, but I like to observe the drama from afar. So like reading these books was awesome.
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah,
liked them.
I talk about someone has to come up with a book for you to read, and then I realized, oh yeah, I have to read. I have to finish my third book.
I know. I was like,
Get on that.
okay, I need the third book. And then
You-
there wasn't a third book, and I was so upset.
Kiersten,
will
didn't
be
you have
one, but-
someone at the Twin Cities show a couple weeks ago, like come up to you and accost you about it? That you really
Yes.
need to get moving.
I have people on Twitter who do, this. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go write a book. I'll be all right. But I will say, I don't know if Emma, if you remember, do you remember my cliffhanger I left on the second book though?
Yeah, like we're not sure what she's gonna do next. Is that
Yeah.
that was a while ago?
Yeah. Okay. I just love my, when I write that and I throw in these evil twists and turns,
And
I
I'm
sit
like,
there.
like, what is Erin's confession? Like, I want to know because she's like,
That's coming. That's coming.
Okay.
But it's, I sit here and I literally cackle. I don't even laugh. I cackle when I write these twists and turns, and it's just fun. Anyway, okay. So if anyone is watching us and wondering what we're up to, you need to ask a question. We have 4 authors. I bet Emma has a book in her one of these days. For as much as she
Sure
reads.
sounds like it to me.
Everyone
Do
is
it.
telling me I should write.
Juniper Magnolia.
Everyone says I should write a book about all the people I meet in hospice.
You could.
So,
There
That
you
would be
go.
actually really interesting. That would be fun to find out stories from their past.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful, actually.
Especially if they don't share their stories, once the day has passed, the stories are no more. So that would actually be pretty cool to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really
Anyway, but so you have 4.5 authors on here. Please ask us a question, or you're just going to listen to us jaw wag, and we're pretty good at it. All right, Ashley, tell us what's going on in your busy household. We saw that you went pumpkin picking last weekend, and I need to know when the next book is coming. People are asking.
Okay, so Chelsea said something about Ray's schedule being busy and that beginning in December it should be good to go. And I've been writing, obviously, and a lot of it too. And I've said this from like other interviews and stuff, that a lot of it's I want to be able to read to my kids and for them to understand it, because if they understand it, then other kids will understand it.
Mhm.
And like I said, the first one is about when parents divorce and how do those children figure out what their home is and things like that, and where they can split their love and things like that. And what was really fun, and this made my heart so happy, is that you mentioned social workers have really like grasped onto it and been like for foster kids and things like that. And I'm like, holy smokes, here you're doing this whole idea, and then this other group of people is like, this affects me. And so that made that, like I said, my heart was super happy. And then the second one, love to share, was when
Now hold up your books.
oh sorry.
So there you go.
Sorry, you had it, so I wasn't even thinking.
Oh.
So yeah, so the home is love is this one. So it's to just know where their home is and how home is anywhere they feel love. And then that was that one. And then love to share. Hello. Okay. That one then is when the parent, mother, father, whomever, ends up finding somebody else to love. And then that child is like, okay, how do I love all these different people? And it makes sense to me, but also I'm not hurting other people's feelings, about loving this other person. And so the kids really, like I've said this numerous times, they've really grasped on it, because I think they're like, wow, mommy, that's how I really feel. And like that to me, like I've said from the get-go, that's what I want our children to just feel that love and understand it. And so that makes me happy. And then the third book is I am remarried, and we have a little baby girl named Lillian. She was born 7 months ago. And like I said, that's why I'll be leaving earlier, just because she's mommy centric. And so she'll want to hang out with me soon. And then that one is kind of geared toward that dynamic of a new child's introduced with that newer relationship. And how do those other children then feel like, okay, that's still my sibling and I love that child because they're my brother or sister, but how does this work? How are we still siblings? It's just kind of that dynamic that I want to work out. And I'm currently writing that, and I'm excited about it. And then, and then Kayla does beautiful illustrations. And so I'm super pumped. And yeah, then I'll send it over to Chelsea, and then we'll figure that out. And then how to put it all together. So I'm really excited about the whole thing. Like I said, the kids are really jazzed too, so.
Well, I will say that almost every library I've gone to, I would say probably 90% of the libraries, and I have been to a lot of libraries. Matter of fact, we right now have something like, I've I've been to like 131 libraries in the last
Wow.
3 months. So I've been to a lot of libraries, but they have air conditioning, so it's okay in the summer.
You're
Anyway,
amazing. I love it.
but so yeah, I would say I'm burning through your books, getting these into the libraries. They are picking them up left and right. So and they're
Right,
very
well-
excited to know when the next one's coming. But
Yes. Well, then side note, I was gonna say, my daughter Charlotte, she's my firstborn, and then I have Lewis, Emily, and now Lillian. But she said that her teacher in her library, same thing. Like, I guess a lot of them were like, there's a lot of kids that, whether divorced or foster care or whatever,
Yep.
that I guess they really are, they want me to come to their school, I guess, and like read
Yes.
it and like kind of bring out the book, just because people go through it, and I think sometimes it's confusing for kids, and so it makes me really happy that I can connect with them and
Mhm.
hopefully help them, because that's all I really wanted to do.
well, and actually, when your schedule frees up, I've purposely been laying low because I know you have the whole new baby thing going on and crazy. But when you are willing or ready to run out and do different events, let me know, and I will
Yeah.
help you get yourself set up on schools and libraries and all that good fun
Yes,
stuff.
that sounds super fun, and I love it, and yes.
Okay. All right. The next one up we're going to pick on is Regina Noel Downing. She is the author of the story songbooks that also gets snapped up pretty darn quickly. I go through more. I can't keep this one in stock. And I also can't keep Ashley's. I can't keep our books in stock because basically
Good
That's a
problem.
problem to have.
yeah, well,
Good
it is.
problem.
But boy, we have so many cardboard boxes that come in, and then, like what one am I waiting? Oh, Joanne's You. I ordered another, and I've already got 30 out of that new shipment that probably hasn't even been printed yet, already sold. It's just, and that happens with Regina's books, and I'm waiting on Love to Share right now because I'm on a back order of about 40 of those, and yeah, the books
that
are
makes
moving.
sense.
We have a lot of cardboard, but anyway, we won't talk about cardboard. Regina, talk.
What do you want me? What am I talking about?
Well, who you are and what you're working on next and what you have coming up, and do you show us the bedtime rhyme? I don't have the proof. There it is. Isn't that pretty?
This is so beautiful.
Yep.
Like the snuggle, give a little snuggles, beautiful. But this one, my favorite page. I got to show you my favorite page. This is my favorite page.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, heart.
Right?
Yep. I see another book that Emma's gonna want. She's getting
Just that
really
mommy
close to
love.
the screen.
I like
Looking
the
at-
redheads in it too.
Yeah, and we did. So when I talked to my illustrator about this, I was like, I want you to represent different people, different families, and different people because
Yes.
like
Agreed.
that's what it's about. Like a grandpa and yeah. So I'm really excited about that. Mine are set to ship to me on the 29th of this month.
Okay.
So I'm very anxious to get them in my hands. So yeah, what do I want to say? So I'm an accidental author. It was never on my radar. I kind of thought, I went through some trauma years, and I for a while I thought I would write about that at some point. But that was like way down the road. And this just sort of happened accidentally. I don't know. I teach, so I have a music studio where I teach private piano, voice, and ukulele. And I'm also a health and life coach. And I work with all ages. In the studio, I've got my youngest, I think, is 4, and my oldest, I have a few in their 60s. And I've got students with special needs, I've got everything. And I've got 2 kids of my own. And I think really what started it all was my son having a meltdown. And sometimes as parents, sometimes it's good to just let your kids have the meltdown, right?
Yeah.
And then there's other times where you're like, I think something else is needed. And so Charlie was having a meltdown one night, and I don't remember what about. I just remember he had completely shut down and wasn't having anything to do with me, but he was very upset. And so I just started singing, just like made something up. And this is what I made up.
Mhm.
And within minutes, he was like laughing and tickling, and we were snuggling, and life was great again. And the next day, both kids were getting ready for school, singing the song. And so Charlie was 8 when I came up with this, and my daughter is a year and a half older, so 8 and 9. And so the next day they were going around getting ready for school, singing this little song, and I was like, okay. So then I'd catch my daughter singing it to the dog, rocking the dog and singing it to the dog. And then I started just writing other things for transitional times, because kids really respond to music and poetry, and it can kind of be what they need to get them out of that rut, and a sort of a safe way for them even to communicate what's up, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't always know how to say what's up or
Right.
what they need, or maybe they're just afraid to say, I need a snuggle.
Mhm.
Well, I'm
You
sure
know?
Emma can speak to this, but music and poems like stimulate different parts of the brain.
Mhm.
And as
Yep.
they're developing, those may develop differently, different kids, different, ways they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was just gonna say too, and like what's like a beautiful thing about that, like your story and everything in the music, is because like I have 4 children of my own, and it's like every kid has different temperaments, different personalities, and so like
Yes.
you just kind of said about your son and stuff, it's like one child can, one way is perfect for how you deal with them, disciplinary, and then another child, that same thing will not work for them. So it's like it's beautiful how you're kind of complimenting that kid that needs that, but then another kid might need something different, which then your next book
Right.
can deal with.
Yeah,
there
totally.
you go.
And this book, like you can sing it, you can piano it, you can read it, so there's a lot of different ways you can be engaged with this book that caters to, like you say, kids' different needs. And even the pictures, so it's like I decided during the pandemic to turn this into a book, because I felt like we were all really deprived of physical touch.
Mhm.
And
Right.
kids especially were really struggling. And what do you do when you can't hug a person? So the very last verse is about it's grab a friend or two and chase away those blues, share a little snuggle. But the artwork is not sharing a snuggle with it's not sharing a snuggle with your friends or your family. It's sharing a snuggle with your pets or your stuffies.
Yeah.
Right. So there are kids. I've got some in the studio that they're kind of like hands off, but they'll still relate to this and grasp onto it, and it helps. So I guess, and that just kind of brought out all this other stuff, like childhood trauma and stuff that I dealt with, and a real desire. I guess I've always had a desire to have an impact on families. So this isn't just a children's book, it's a family book.
Yeah.
Both of them, they're family books to help families communicate and connect when it's not so easy to do that. So I think I've always wanted to do that, but didn't really have a way or a plan to do that. I mean, I do what I can teaching my lessons, but I'm just with my students. I'm with the kiddos. I'm not with the parents, and so then this just happened, and with the pandemic, and I had a parent come in and was like, hey, did you check out these story songbooks? And I was like, why have I not done that? That's what I'm going to do. And so then my illustrator lives in Decorah too. And I've been
Oh no.
so I've been following my illustrator on Facebook. I hadn't actually met him. I didn't know who he was. And on a whim, one day I just sent him this message. I was like, hey, you don't know me. How about illustrating this book? I got this idea. And it was very long-winded. And to my surprise, he said, yes, And he just catches the feeling of what I'm going for so eloquently. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. I've got book number 3 is on the calendar tentatively for next year. We'll
I
have to
think
see.
Ashley is going to disappear.
Yeah.
She's
Layla
moving
runs out the
around a
window
lot.
like, okay, ladies, you guys are all lovely, beautiful gals. I'm very talented. I'm super impressed with everything. And now I'm going to go hang out with one of my 4 babies.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
yeah,
Say
Mom
hi
duty
to
call.
thank you
everyone.
everyone for your support. And you guys are all amazing and beautiful. Thank you. I got to roll. Okay.
All right, good night. Bye.
Good night.
All right, and then
So
continue.
that's really what I got.
Okay, so yeah, then I got a phone call on either December 31st or December 30th. And then I got another call on December 31st to January 1st. Regina's like, yeah, let's roll. And we're like, okay. So, and the rest is history. There you go. All right, Katie, we're going to pick on you. You're up.
Let's see. So my book, Love and Murder, is a noir, it's mystery, thriller. It's dark and broody. These are not nice kitties.
This is not
As Emma has found out. Emma has found out. They're pretty bratty. They get into a lot of trouble. So let's see, we have what, 4 months now until publication date now? Yes?
Yeah, less than 120 days. It was,
Yeah.
well, let's see, today's the 26th, we're at 116 days.
I can't believe it. You know, Kiersten just sent us all a calendar last night of all these events all over the country that Fox Pointe's going to be doing next year. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, we've been, you know, living at home pandemic the last couple of years. I'm like, well, that's over.
Yeah, Kiersten has to leave the house. That's why I've been to like 131 libraries and a couple of different
So
stores.
incredible.
And I'm like, I have to leave.
So we've been finishing up the interior of the book design with Kylie, a designer, Kylie Wagner. And I wanted to share the amazing title page.
Okay, cool.
It is so cool. And I was so excited when I saw it. But this is on the iPad.
Very
So
cool.
can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah. So that just looks amazing. So it's on 2 different pages and it's just very wild and contemporary and it's almost like a kind of art deco-y vibe. And so it's just been a really, really great collaborative experience. And like Chelsea's been given notes and my husband John, who did the cover, has been given notes, and it's just come out so incredible. Like I'm so excited. So that is where we've been. And let's see, we have a poster.
Yes.
Poster. So can you see that?
Yep.
So what are you going to do with this? You wanted the poster. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
With it?
I was all wrapped up in your story going, oh, that's a question for me.
On the spot.
It's what I was like in classroom in high school and college. Oh, there's a question and you want me to talk. Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to get a few printed off and then I'm going to stick them in every bookstore that I can find and coffee shops and libraries won't put them up, but I know that the libraries are very excited to see your book.
Wow.
They don't have a lot of noir books. They think that's pretty exciting.
No, there aren't a lot of noir books. And it's really surprising because noir is such an incredible American artistic tradition, both in fiction and in film. Film noir is more popular, but like all that broodiness, all that existential feeling, all those great characters, that's all in noir fiction. And a lot of those films are based on novels from back in the day. And so, yeah, they're usually noir is based on usually a crime novel, but it tends to be more character focused, less focused on maybe the mystery and more focused on why these things are happening to these characters. What's going on in kind of the broader societal reach that is affecting these characters and how they're responding and how maybe they can't respond or won't respond and how that all plays out. So.
Well, I know that a lot of people are looking forward to it, not just the bookstores and libraries are very excited about this because I don't want to say that. Yeah, maybe you are the one to put noir on the map again
Well,
and push it.
that would be a major compliment.
Well, I mean,
That'd
you
be
know,
incredible.
you think about it. I mean, everyone knows what sci-fi is, and then sure, it took a while to come up with, but people finally figured it out. And then, of course, you got your general fiction and your children's, et cetera, et cetera. But you know, whenever I go out and tell anyone, "Oh, we have a noir coming out in February," they're like, "What?" Or
Yeah.
really?
Well,
Or,
noir is
you know,
interesting because it's not a perfectly defined genre, and there's a lot of debate as to what noir is and what noir isn't. It's usually a thriller. It has elements of thrillers. It almost always has elements of crime, but it's one of those things that there are thrillers and there are mysteries, and there are noirs that are thrillers and mysteries, but not all thrillers and mysteries are noirs. From what I've read and heard, the definition is, you know, a noir when you see it.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so yeah, that's what I'll be doing, is plastering those posters absolutely everywhere. That will take a poster, put it up at their front window. And it's very stunning with the black and the yellow and the orange and stuff. I mean, it pops.
It just pops, doesn't it?
It does.
doesn't. Yeah.
Regina, do you have a copy of your most recent poster?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know where it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, her poster's gorgeous. Absolutely love her
Isn't it
poster.
though?
Mhm.
She's got a wonderful chair with wheels. She wheels all over her studio.
She kind of has to. She's got
yeah.
all the instruments and everything. And
Isn't that pretty?
ooh,
Yeah. She's
Oh,
got
that's the new
purple and
one.
swirls, and yeah, that's the new one.
Regina, say something so you pop up on screen.
What? Huh?
Say something.
What?
There you go.
Hello?
There you go. Yeah,
Here's
now
my
you can see
beautiful
it.
poster.
Nice.
I see this and I always think it's a lollipop.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
That's where my brain goes. Lollipops.
Well, see, okay, so you'll have to give lollipops away. Probably not. Oh, night lights, little night lights. That would be cute. The bedtime rhyme with night lights.
Well,
you
we
know,
have a
we
guest. We have a special guest on
Hey,
Emma's
Kitty.
screen.
Oh.
She was telling me, she goes,
This is
on
Juniper.
the thing, she
Okay.
goes,
Oh.
Ashley, she said, people constantly are asking me, when are your books coming out? She goes,
Okay,
I
Ashley.
can't keep them on the shelf.
That's the noise. Ashley, you're still on. Hi. Hi, Ashley. You may want to like bump off now.
Wait, let's see the baby.
Well, I don't know, something. Okay, well, anyway.
Sudeep.
We have our own thriller going on here.
Yeah, I'm like, where's that noise coming from? At first I was at Regina's house, and it's like, no, it's still Ashley. Anyway, all right, so if anyone is watching and wondering what we're doing, you need to come up with questions, and then because I have like 6 books I can give away for free. It'll be fun. I'll go to the post office tomorrow. It'll be great. I've got give a little snuggle for someone who asks a question. This is from Regina Noel Downing. I have Home is Love by Ashley LaRue, who is does not know that she's still on. Well, she did mute us, but her camera's still on. So if you're wondering what that picture is, oh, she disappeared. Okay.
Poor Ashley, she was having a day.
Yes, she was. I've got We Must All Be Ready to Sacrifice by Dean Hewland. This is a nonfiction World War I for any history buffs out there, but you have to ask questions because otherwise we don't know you exist. We have The Monster Dog, Life's Lessons Learned. This is Carmen's 4th book. Her 5th book will be out at the end of November. And then I have my most recent book, which is Scout. That is a picture, by the way, a cartoon picture of my grandpuppy. Yes, I have hairy little grandchildren, go figure. And then I have Shadow Speak. And as Katie puts it, this is a book you do not want to read before you go to bed.
No, you gotta have an arsenal for Shadow Speak. You gotta have your tea. You gotta have a fluffy blanket. You gotta have like nice and comfy pillows, and you gotta have a kit.
Mhm.
Gotta be prepared. Yeah, you gotta go and know, and you need the cozy.
It's
Whoa.
Katie's cozy kit for reading.
Ooh.
There you go. Oh my
I
God.
looked into that one, didn't I?
You could sell that as, as merch. for
Yeah, love and murder too.
Yeah.
Love and murder. I mean, I want to talk.
Yeah, I'd say Love and Murder needs that, and like just to dissociate that I had to dissociate that they're cats because like my cats cuddle with me while I'm reading. So I was like reading and I was like, cats are gonna murder me in the night.
Well, so there's your merch idea, Katie. There you go. There you have it. Anyway, all right. So no one's asking questions. Brad, are you even here? Brad, are you there? Okay, we're gonna assume Brad is there. Who knows? All right. What do I have coming up in the world? Well, I put out my 6th book, Scout. Gosh, what, September, August, September, July? I don't know. My days just really seriously blend together. I have probably about 8 to 10 manuscripts in various forms ready to go, somewhat. And half of them, probably more than half of them, are children's books. I never ever thought I'd write children's books, but apparently I do. And then I also have the 3rd of the Corner Confession series, and I know everyone's been hearing and that I'm going to. I swear I will finish it 2022. Here we go. It's going to be great. We're going to get her done.
It's not like you haven't been busy. How was 170 libraries you've been doing the last 3 months?
Yeah, just a little. And then you saw that list yesterday. That list is just the beginning of what I'd like to do, like one big event per month, and then hit all the different places in between, and then like little readings or events or whatever on the different, back in 2019, before COVID, that would be BC, literally before COVID, 2019. Of that,
so
yeah,
true.
weird, huh? Of those 52 weeks in 2019, 49 of those weeks I was at a book event, whether I was doing a reading or something. I was, And then 2020 hit, and I had my whole calendar. I mean, I knew October, November of 2018 that in August I was going to be at the Colorado Springs Barnes and Noble. I had it all set up. I mean, I was out the door, and I had my whole schedule for 2020 put together, and then it came to a screeching sudden halt. Rip the needle across the record, and everything just went blank on my calendar, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? So yeah, and we're coming back from it. All right, well, someone needs to ask a question. We'll have to start making things up. Emma, what do you want to talk about?
How do we know when those events are? You want to attend.
Well, let me tell you. The website I'm on nearly every day. FoxPointePublishing.com. That's FoxPointe publishing.com. The E is because, well, we're fancy. Anyway, FoxPointePublishing.com, click on events, and it'll just bring everything up. Right now, I think I have events going out through October of 2022 listed on there already.
And into November too.
Yeah. I'm not sure I put Portland on yet, but I really want to be November 12th, 2022 in Portland. If they're having an in-person with exhibits and such, you can pretty much bank on it. I'll be out there.
This year it's a hybrid, but hopefully next year it'll be fully in person. The other one that I saw is, if you feel it going international, Vancouver, BC also has a show. I think it's 3rd or 4th week in October, which I'm worried it might conflict with the Twin Cities show, but it's one of the biggest festivals in North America.
Okay, so let's see. That'll be the first to be. I suppose it's October 15th, right?
Yeah, I need to check the date, but I don't think they set the dates yet for next year. But like for us, it's just a couple hours over.
Yeah,
we're just a couple hours from the border, so you can just go load up the books and go straight on up.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, there are so many good events to do, but they all decide to have them on the same weekend. It's like,
I'm noticing that October's packed. October is jam-packed.
September, October, November, even towards the end of August, is just starts to become crazy time for the books coming out, the book events and all that kind of thing.
I mean, you got the LA Times Festival of Books in April, and that's kind of an outlier in terms of like the big festivals. They're usually kind of packed at the end.
Yeah. The LA Times, I want to say, is either that last weekend in April or that first weekend in May. One of those.
It's April. It's April.
Yeah.
At a USC.
Okay. Yeah. May 7th and 8th. I know has 3 different events. It's like people. Can we just come up with one calendar and everyone takes one weekend? It would make it so much easier for the rest.
Can we do a massive Zoom call? Every book person, all the organizers on the Zoom call.
All of our pictures would be about yay big. Regina,
so many pages.
No kidding.
And we're also you have a thing in for the Bay Area Festival. That's in May, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't know if they have a open exhibitor marketplace, so that might be an invitation only, and they pick the authors, and the rest of us can. There you go. Well, Regina, I'm sorry. I was just going to quick ask Regina, when is your 3rd book coming out?
Tentatively Christmas time or like November next year.
Okay.
I got some messing around to do with it before we, make it official.
Okay.
With 3 books, you need to have a concert or something like a whole thing. That would be amazing. Because you got a lot of stuff there now.
Yeah, what I do is for libraries, I like to go and give a little children's program where we do head, shoulders, knees, and toes songs like that they know and love and can just move and have fun with. And I kind of earn their trust. And then we have a little conversation about, with Give a Little Snuggle, we have a conversation about what you do when you're sad or blue or scared. And then we read the book and then we sing the song. So it is like a program pretty much when I go. Yeah.
And I have to, the conversation you and I had about that program, I have to follow up on it. I put a little bug in their ear, but that, while I think it was probably just yesterday, it was probably about 3 months ago. So
that's okay,
I do apologize.
I still feel like I'm recovering from the summer. I just packed myself too much. I think stepping out of COVID for me was I think I took it a little harder than I expected.
You were everywhere. You always were your post. It's just everywhere. You did an incredible job. Really.
Yep, she did.
Well, I could be doing a little more of that now, but I just feel like I just need more breathing space. And I, keeping up with the studio and everything. So
yeah.
And I need to be better about my scheduling.
And you just had a Halloween concert. Oh, you went as Ariel.
I did.
Did you guys see her Ariel mermaid outfit?
No.
You gotta look on
okay, I'll be looking.
It was pro.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Oh, nice.
Where did you get that costume from?
Amazon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I just had to pick and choose different things to.
Okay.
They had some weird things, like you type in Ariel costume and you get t-shirts with printed bikinis, seashells on, and I was like, I'm not wearing that.
No.
What is that?
No, you chose well. I looked at that. I'm like, where in Lord's name did she get that? And I probably not in your closet, and certainly not in Decora, but I mean, it looked awesome.
Well, thank you. It was the top was a corset.
Okay.
And I've never wore a corset before, and I made the mistake of putting it on before putting my shoes on.
Oh, yeah, that didn't work so well, did it?
Yeah. I was like,
I can't move. Note to self.
Yeah, for me, I don't know if folks who are watching this know this, but when you finish a novel or anything you write, but when you finish a novel, you have to read the entire thing out loud before it's ready to be done.
Yeah.
And then you regret every single word that you wrote, because I played myself. I wrote all these words and now I have to read all of them out loud. So I haven't been much on Facebook, and I'm missing awesome stuff because been in final proof purgatory.
Yeah, well, when I talked with Katie here, I don't know, a few days ago or whatever, she's like, I'm done. And I was like, I'm going to ask her this question, and I hope she's not like, what? And I said, you have read it at least once, if not twice, out loud all the way through, correct? And she's like, yes. I'm like, whew. I wouldn't have to hear her go, oh my gosh.
You would have heard just tears. But no, it has been read twice out loud. How I actually do it is there's a screen reader on the computer, and you just follow the bouncing ball, and you let it read it out to you, and it doesn't make any mistakes. It doesn't get tired. It mispronounces words sometimes, and so you're gonna be, wait, did I have the right spelling of that word? No, it was wound, not wound.
Yes, exactly.
But it's very effective. It just takes forever to do, but you know, at the end of it, you know that you have the right wretch, you have the right team, you have all those little words that get mixed up. So
yep, I didn't have I'm gonna have to get that for that third. Well, okay, there are some things that I need for that third Corner Confessions book, because the first one came in at about, oh gosh, like 83,000 words, and Lies We Live came in around close to 98,000 words, and both those books I read out loud at least 2, if not 3 times all the way through. And the human body is not made for reading out loud that much. And you get a headache
because your jaw,
and you're just like, and so people come up and they're like, I love your book, you must be really proud, you must love it too. And I'm like,
my husband the artist called it the creator's curse. You never get to experience it for the first time again. You have to let other people do it, because by the time you're done with it, you're done. Done. I never want to read it.
People are like, you must just love your book. I'm like, yes, I love it. Would you like to buy it? Take it away from me. So
no, we'll get you all set up so you can do that, because it takes the strain off. And also, like when you get tired, and even if you're reading out loud, you can still skip words, because you just your brain tricks you.
Yes. And the other thing I need to do those, I need to get a couple of big screens, because I only have this laptop, and then of course the keys on this thing. I've had this laptop for almost 6 years, and apparently I have nails because they take off the lettering, and it's sad. It's just sad. I need a new computer. Plus the letters M, E, K, those 2 don't work. And there's a lot of M's and E's in words in the English language. I'll just point that out. And then of course my name, and then of course, so we have
my 8-year-old laptop went to hopefully the big recycle bin in the sky last year.
Yeah, I definitely need a better computer. All right, Emma, what do you think you're gonna write about hospice? And
I don't know. Sometimes, maybe.
Well, what else would you want to write about?
I don't know.
Poor Emma. She's getting a book out of you.
We're picking on her.
I've only been in this job for 3 years, so we'll see. It'll probably be something very scientific or something, like I don't know, or memoir. I mean, I'm not very good at thinking things up myself, but I like reading about them. So.
It's one of those things that I think just kind of hits you one day, and then you just have that idea, and then all of a sudden it's 3 years later, and it's a fully formed idea, and it's a book. But that's where it starts. It's that little spark of inspiration. Love and Murder started with my husband John playing with our 2 cats, with one of those little feather toys, and he said he looked at Penelope, and she's batting away, and he said, cats only know 2 things: love and murder. And that's where it started, just like that. I'm like, oh my God, that would be a great noir.
Well, when you get an idea in your head and it doesn't let go, or in Regina's case, people are singing your idea the very next day and teaching it to the dogs.
That's so cute.
You might want to do something with that. Yeah. Regina, what's your next book about that comes out the end of next year or so?
It's kind of a flip. It's more like a story from kids to their parents.
Okay.
It's sort of backwards. So
That's cute.
it's the things that kids want their parents to remember
Mm-hmm.
about being a kid. Because as parents, probably one of the biggest hangups that we have is we forget what it was like to be a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And if you forget that, you don't really have a place to work from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when things get hard with your kids, if you've forgotten what it was like, you don't have much to work with.
It's like my Facebook post. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it said, I finished my adulting subscription. I want to go back to being a child. Is there a manager I can talk to?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I'm going to give everyone one more chance. We got about 6 minutes left for 7 o'clock. You know, anyone who asks a question, I have 6 books here. I've got Shadow Speak and Scout and Monster Dog and Give a Little Snuggle and Home is Love. And I've got another one in there too. I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on. I'm blind. I'm flying blindly here. But ask a question and then we could answer it. And then you could win a book. And you've got approximately 5.5 minutes to do so. I was going to ask a question. And now do you think I can remember? No. Oh, Katie.
Emma's got a question.
Huh? Emma's got a question.
Emma's got
All
a
right.
question.
Go.
Me? I have a question.
I thought you were like, me.
No, I was like, we have free books.
Oh, you were doing jazz
I
hands.
was being
Okay.
a Vanna White here.
Okay, so
If you tell me the words like free books, like I will be there. I will be there.
exactly. All right. Well, I was going to ask Katie about her. Well, you know, tell us about Petunia because I would love to.
Petunia.
I would love to read that because I used to take care of chickens. Did I ever tell you that?
Oh my gosh.
I used
No,
to take
you
care of-
haven't.
Okay, when we went from Los Angeles to Minnesota, that is nothing like the San Bernardino mountain range like my mom said it would be, but she lied.
That is where I grew up, right in front of the San Bernardino Mountains. I'm from Rancho Cucamonga, California, originally.
We had a cabin up in Big Bear. And
What?
it was beautiful. And it was this A-frame, knotty pine A-frame with
Oh.
this field stone fireplace. And I would always get into my sleeping bag actually, and I'd bounce down the wood steps, you know, and my mom would always yell, but whatever. And so the pine cones up there are huge. And you know, in the morning she would be doing bacon and pancakes and it smelled so good. And like some deer would come across, you know, keep the deer.
My grandparents' friends had a cabin in Running Springs, which is
Okay.
not too far from Big Bear. And
Yep.
there it was like all the good food. We would just, you know, we'd have so much fun. There was a sledding hill literally right next to it.
Okay.
And so we would go down the sledding hill and the dog would bark all the way down, follow us all the way back up, fall all the way down, all the way back up. So yes.
So, okay. So, and then when we were done doing our weekends in Big Bear, we would go down the hill. I think, what was it? 82, I think was the highway or so. Anyway, we would go down the hill and then we go back to LA and we literally like lived by the beach. I mean, we were.
Where were you from in LA? Like where where?
A couple of different places, Hawthorne, and then there was a house in Palos Verdes. And so,
Okay.
I mean, we had
So
ocean,
South LA County, yeah.
and then you could go up to San Bernardino, and then if you really wanted to get crazy, go over the mountain range and hit Death Valley. And I would we would always go to Death Valley, and I'd spend, actually, when we lived in Minnesota, I would always go to Palm Springs for my teenage birthdays. And
Ooh.
adulting has just got, you know, I got bills, and then it just, you know, never mind. That's a whole other story. But okay.
Oh, gosh.
But my mom's like, you're gonna love Minnesota, and I'm like, where? Like, is there anything other than Southern California? And my mom's like,
Spoken a true Californian, that's for
very
sure.
much so, very much so. And so my mom's like, well, it's just like just like Big Bear, you know, there's you get some snow and there's some
Your mom,
deer,
I don't know.
and there's pine trees with pine cones. And I'm like, you know, I'm thinking, okay, cool. So, and of course I was 10, 11 years old, so I didn't really have a choice in the matter. So I had to get in the truck, and we drove across Arizona and New Mexico and Texas, and we took 35 straight up. And then, yeah, I went from that to we lived on a dairy farm, and we had chickens, and my job was to take care of 300 chickens every year.
Woo!
Yeah, and to feed the calves and pick rocks out of the field. And I was starting to think, you know, oh, not to mention Minnesota, it snows like 9 months, 10 months of the year. And I was thinking, you know, I think my mom sold me a line of BS. Can I say BS on this program?
I'm sorry, Kiersten's mom, if you're watching this, but yeah, you kind of did. I think a little.
Yeah. And so I've been here against my will since 1977, and I need to leave. So,
well, you know.
So tell us about Petunia.
Petunia. Oh my gosh. Well,
that's where we were going.
Petunia's how all this craziness got started. The first blogger who read it called it a barnyard saga. Barnyard opera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about a backyard hen flock and all the female drama that happens within a backyard hen flock. Mm-hmm. And it was that started with another John-ism. He told me one day that chickens can see more colors than humans, and there's a woman who just starts living in the house. She inherits the house from her uncle who died, and she's decorating it, and she can't pick colors. And Petunia is a little Wyandotte chicken, and she's different because she has this little garden, and she loves all the colors. And so the woman's outside crying one day, and she has all those, you know, the like paint swatches from Home Depot, and Petunia starts helping her like pick colors. She can't talk or anything, but just like, you know, just like, oh, that's a good color. That's how it started, and it ended up into kind of this chicken noir. I had a blogger at one point. She said, I do not like this book. It is too noirish.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, okay. But it's about basically, you know, this very oppressive hen flock regime, and all the chickens have to fall in line, and they get attacked by foxes. They get attacked by the cat, and Petunia kind of ends up in the middle between having a human friend and being a chicken. And so it's about bullying, it's about drama, it's about friendship, and it's ultimately very noir. Well, I came down to it.
I watched your video on okay. Is it Katie Bishop is your Amazon author page?
Yes.
Okay. She's got a video on there, a 3-minute video about
that's the trailer.
Petunia. Yeah. And so I watched it, and the music is perfect for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So it's 7:00, and yep, 7:00.
And we're about to turn into pumpkins right before Halloween.
I guess so. No one asked any questions. So anyway, although this is going to go up on YouTube. So thank you for joining us, whether it was this evening or in the future on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever the case may be. This has been our Fox Talk Live for October 26th, and we will be back on the second Tuesday of November. And what is that? Is that the 9th? I don't know. Well, it's the second Tuesday of November at 6 p.m. Central Standard, live on our Books by Fox Pointe Facebook page. Anyway, all right, and I don't know who we have on there. I will know probably about the afternoon of that day who is because someone will be like, I need the Zoom link, and then that's when I'll be like, oh yeah, that's tonight. Anyway, but yeah, thank you very much for joining us. You can find us at foxpointepublishing.com. Again, that's FOXPOINTE publishing.com. Our retail is up. We've got our pre-orders for like Love and Murder is coming out. And who did I just put on? Yep. and Harlow learns he's loved. He is a hedgehog. And by the way, FYI, February 2nd is no longer Punxsutawney Phil's Day for Groundhog's Day. No, 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 no. We are changing things. We are changing things up. It is now Harlow the Hedgehog Day with Harlow the Hedgehog. And all right, so then there's that one. And then Crafts Create Change, that just went up. That is going to be a March 20th book. That is for all the crafters and in your life. And Emma, you read through that. That's got like, what, about 8-10 years old with some help can do these, right?
Yeah, and it's like all these crafts and then ideas of where you can like donate them to. I know a lot of people got into that during COVID, like making masks and giving them away, and just all these awesome crafts that I was like, I'd never thought of this being a need at shelters or anything like that. And
yep. So, and that's by Alicia Sanchez. She is just dynamite. She literally, you look up dynamite in a dictionary, you'd see a picture of Alicia. She is, you'll meet her some more. She's just fun. She's really fun. I've known her since August of 2017. And actually, Emma, I met her at the Freeborn County Fair. Isn't that just crazy? People you run into. Anyway, all right. So thank you for joining us. Please check out our website, all of our social pages, all of our authors' social pages. We have lots of things going on. And what I hear from the big editing department of probably the 13 pickiest people I know, Emma being one of them. We've got 40 open book projects right now. And right now we have published, I want to say we have 54, 55 books. So I would be surprised if we finished, 2022 with at least 100 active books. Things are popping, keeps us out of trouble, you know. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Have a fabulous day in your neighborhood. Bye.